AI is my chat buddy. AI is my assistant. Lots of times when you're speaking to a buddy and or an assistant, you have to develop a different way of speaking to them to get your point across. Or you figure out sort of a personal language to use with that buddy or that assistant when you're speaking to them. And here I had Gemini create me a context and grading rubric on the idea and the concept of a human prompt versus a JSON prompt. A human prompt being the detailed narrative prompt written in natural language versus a JSON prompt, which is the structured machine readable format with predefined keys and values. The JSON prompt being the language of Gemini and or ChatGPT or Claude underneath the hood. So these chatbots are designed for human prompts, and that is the power of them. So don't misunderstand. In this video, when I start talking about human prompts versus JSON prompt, as we get a little geeky about this, based off of this grading matrix, that there is a time and a place for human prompting, then there is a time and a place for JSON prompting. JSON prompting being, if you think about this on the long-term scale of the horizon of using AI as your assistant and building templates and processes that you can plug in and repeat the process and get a more reliable, or when you focus on thinking, okay, every time I give AI, my AI buddy, my robot buddy, my chat buddy, or my AI assistant, this prompt, how much work do I have to do to get a more exact or clear, concise output based upon the input? So we go back to the grading matrix and we look at the criteria. We have consistency of output, JSON prompt versus human prompt. The JSON prompt wins because the JSON prompt is structured nature. Its structured nature forces the user to define every parameter, that being you. That means that you have to get more clear and concise when you're speaking to your AI chat buddy as your assistant. This leads to highly consistent, predictable results across multiple generations. The AI is less likely to deviate. The human version, right? When we talk about consistency of output, we talk about giving human prompts. And we're going to look at an example here in a second. While a good human prompt is very specific, small variations in phrasing or the omission of a detail can still lead to slight inconsistencies or tone and structure over time. Also graded the JSON prompt and the human prompt on clarity and precision. The JSON prompt won out. Scalability and reusability. You can see it was 5-3 in favor of JSON here. The speed of creation. This, in the early stages, the human prompt is going to win because it's more of what you're used to seeing. Then we graded on error and omission prevention, ease of learning and onboarding, and then adaptability to new tasks. The final score was 31 of 35 for JSON and 29 of 35 for the human prompt, with the understanding this grading metric is about long-term, looking at the magic and the science of making money online. Using AI as our chat assistant, as our AI buddy, our robot, our chat buddy. We're looking at today, yesterday, the last 7 days, the last 30 days, and we're thinking, how can I repeat this? Because to do what you see here on the sales dashboard is about doing the same thing over and over again with a focus on your message being clear and concise and staying on point and on brand when you recommend products as an affiliate or even when you create your own products. So we go and we look at the human version of a prompt. Write me an email about my new course in a friendly tone. This is the way that we're used to writing a prompt. This is a JSON prompt. This is the language that your AI chat buddy speaks. You define what are called variables, or you set very specific criteria that need to be accomplished, task in an ordered format. The project is we're going to write an email campaign. The brand today in this email that we're going to write is going to be friendly, helpful, and non-critical. Oh yeah, by the way, we're marketers. Let's make sure that we put in a CTA We didn't put that over here, so we would need to go back and add that. And yes, don't misunderstand me. You can always go back and create human prompts that are the equivalent of JSON prompts, but there's still room for misunderstandings. And then down here, you're going to define the sections that you want to include. You need a subject line, you want a hook, then you want a body, and then you want a CTA. And see how you can see that instantly here inside of the JSON prompt versus now you're going to have to come back over here. You're going to have to add the fact that you want a subject line. And again, all this can be added in, but you got to write it, or you want to write it exactly the same way every time. And you want to leave zero room for misinterpretation, speaking human to a robot. And again, the power of our AI assistant chat buddies is to take that human written prompt or even our voice and turn it into something more akin to this that it understands. Now, check this out. There's a link in the description to 10 AI frameworks that turn blank screens into sellable content. Now, this doesn't teach you JSON, but these frameworks that Amanda Craven has created, Magnet, MVP, and Rope, for example, create a 3-part email sequence that sells while you sleep using the formula copywriters swear by. When you purchase this, and I have a bonus that's going to be able to take these human written prompts, and I've converted them for you into JSON simply to get you started, to get the ball rolling, so you can take this 3-part email sequence and you can see that this prompt right here with the variations and the examples and also the monetization tips, you take those, you click the link in the description, and I have created a bonus called the JSON Vault, which is powered by my prompt PsyOps philosophy. You just need to scroll down and click this green button, verify that I am the affiliate down here. All the instructions are here on this page before you click the green button. Then what I'm going to give you is this Rope, the 3-part email sequence that sells, when to use, how to use, and then you can see that it's broken into the framework, which is Rope. This is version 1. The role, you're going to be an email copywriter. It sets the objective. Then it also sets the stage with a bonus, my bonus Black Magic, which allows you to do some sales intel, go out and look for evidence that this actually works, and then fill in some gaps or truth gaps, the common objectives that people have. I've added all these things to increase the power of the Rope framework to go back to this idea or this concept of you have the human written prompt that you can use to chat with your AI buddy, but your AI buddy would prefer to speak his own language. So just for the long term, go back to this idea and this concept of the long term. If we can find clarity and precision, we are going to win more, AKA we're going to make more money over the long term when we get specific with JSON, because it leaves no room for error. The AI receives a clean, non-confusing data set. When you chat with your AI buddy as a human, even a well-written human prompt can contain subtle ambiguities or be interpreted differently by the AI. Phrases like maybe or something like this can introduce slight imprecisions. That's the idea and the concept. Check it out. Link in the description. The point of every video that I make is to help you move forward as a marketer that's creating content to help people solve their problems, to craft more clear and concise messages. So when people see your message, they do what you want them to do, which is click on your link so you can help them ultimately get where they need to get, which is a solution to their problem. The link in the description for this, it also has an introduction to JSON from a marketer's perspective to make sure that you really understand exactly what I'm talking about here when we dive in and we take the time to learn JSON and how we can use these chatbots and our AI buddies to actually help us make more money online. All right. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.